Eagle fans, Chris Hooks of the NCCU Sports Network as we review the 2011 football season with head coach Henry Frazier III, and we'll also take a look at what the future of the program holds. Coach, first of all, thanks for joining us here today.
Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate being here.
If you could, take us through your assessment of your first season here at North Carolina Central.
You know, I'm very disappointed in the outcome, and I want to apologize to our fans and our alumni and the student athletes, that I didn't do a better job in getting us prepared and winning more football games, because the bottom line, it comes down to winning, and we didn't get it done on the field, and now we just have to look forward to this season. I thought we did lay a foundation for what's to come, something that we're going to be able to stand on, but when it comes down to wins and losses, we didn't get it done on the field, and we have to do a better job as football coaches.
Now, when you took over the program on December 19th of last year, you had a 5-year plan in store already that you were going to implement. What are the steps that you want to take for year number 2 here in 2012?
Well, the goal is still to have a winning season. I mean, that's number one, and whatever we need to do to produce a winning season for North Carolina Central, we have to do it. And I thought we had some bright spots in terms of the discipline, in terms of how we do things, and familiarity is very important. And now that I think the student athletes that's going to return, they understand what we expect. They understand how we're going to do things, and we'll move forward, and we'll be a better football program in 2012. But we have to, first base is just laying that foundation, and the foundation is laid, and I think they understand where I'm coming from and where the coaches are coming from. So recruiting, number one, we'll solidify the recruits, and then I think that's going to be very important as we go into the spring.
How is recruiting going at this point, despite going 2-9 this year? I know you've used a lot of your connections around the D.C. area and nationwide, considering you came from Texas and other places. How's that going at this point?
I think it's going extremely well. I mean, we're getting some great feedback, and I think, a lot of the young men, they'll look at your record. So for our focus is we're looking for special young men that want to take on this challenge, that's going to come in here and say, hey, I want to put this program on my back. I want to make a difference, because that's what it's going to take. It's going to take some guys with a special mindset that is willing to take on this challenge, and we're going to find them. We're going to find them, and we're not looking for guys to come in and say, hey, I'm the panacea, I'm the cure-all, I'm the greatest thing since you guys ever seen, and then they'll come in and they'll want to be disciplined. So I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for that special young man that's going to say, hey, coach, I'm willing to roll my sleeves up. I'm going to do anything I have to do for North Carolina Central football program. And once we identify those guys and they commit to the school, then we're going to take off.
When you talk about specific recruits, you're not in the business of not only building great football players, you're in the business of building great men. Talk about that. Yeah,
we have a five-pronged approach for recruiting, because we want to help develop them guys, from a physical standpoint, of course, but from a mental standpoint. We're going to do the study halls. We're going to make sure that they do everything they're supposed to do in the classroom. Having tutors, and all those things are requirements, based on your classification. And then from a social standpoint, we want guys to enjoy college. We're not just having rigid football players where they, football 24/7. That's just not realistic for a college student. And then from an emotional standpoint, we like to think our doors are always open for students. No matter what they're going through, they can come by and they can talk to us, and we'll be there for them. And if we don't have the answers, we'll make sure we find the answers and help them develop as people.
When you look at the university as a whole, it's got a great reputation for students to come here and succeed. A lot of people come here and do that, and that's something you can also use in your recruiting as well.
Oh, North Carolina Central, it's a special place from an academic standpoint. I mean, the #1 public HBCU. I mean, there's so many things to offer here, and I think, in my opinion, the last piece of the puzzle is to get this football program back to where it's supposed to be and where the expectations are, because the expectations are extremely high. And it is an extremely proud university, and I want to be a part of getting that program back to where it's supposed to be, and we're going to do everything in our powers to get it there, because this is a special place.
You talk about special place in the sense of fan support. Great fan support. They come out, they travel, and that's certainly going to help out in recruiting and building this program as well.
No question about it, and that's what I feel really bad for, the fans, and because they are so supportive, and they're extremely passionate, but you want to win for those. When you got fans that come and they travel and they support your program, you want to win for them because you can see it in their face when we're losing and we're not doing, you know, in terms of the best that I think we can do. And it is frustrating to me because I want to win as worse than, you know, as bad as anyone. But when you see those fans and the support that they give us and they walk away, you know, kind of, you know, I guess deflated from our performances, it does takes a little bit out of me.
You talk about passion. That's something you can certainly see you and your staff have for the game, and I think you see that offense, defense, special teams, and you could see it that when you guys get the players in place, you guys are going to be certainly hard to beat. We
work hard as a football coaching staff, and we put in the hours. I mean, we do the research, we watch the film, we know what our opponents are going to do, and we really try to put our football players in a position to be successful. And sometimes it just doesn't work out like that, but we believe in our schemes. We believe in what we're doing as football coaches, so we're not going to do wholesale changes and just tank things. We're not going to do that. We're going to just continue to coach hard, and we may modify our methodologies in terms of how we approach teaching, you know, what we're going to teach, but we're not going to change what we're teaching. So that's going to be very important that we believe in our schemes, but it's just a matter of sometimes if you're an effective teacher and everyone don't learn the same. So once you identify how students learn, then you can modify your teaching style, because there's really one teacher to about 25 students in the ideal situation. So, you know, you have to vary your teaching style sometimes to make sure every student get it. And that's what we're going to do as coaches. We're going to make sure, and I made a commitment to the players for this spring that if they don't get it, we're not going to move on to the next defense or the next offense or the next scheme. We're not going to do it. And they've had unlimited opportunities to come to me and say, hey, coach, I didn't quite get this cover 3 scheme, or I didn't get this curl flat combination. So whatever it is, I've told them they can come to me and I will make the coach back up and teach it again or teach it another way, because like I told them, I'm giving them the answers to the test. They're going to have every opportunity to learn our schemes so they can play fast when spring practice comes, because we're going to bring in, you know, about 35 new players. And the reality of it is everyone that's on the team now won't be on the team next year. So I want to make sure they have the answers to the test so they can play fast in the spring, because once we do a fair assessment, you know, we're going to have to make some tough decisions, because we owe it to North Carolina Central to bring the best possible student athletes here and to coach them up to the best of our abilities. And we're going to do that. And I promise we're going to be better in 2012.
And you talk about the goals for 2012, winning season and continuing to lay that championship foundation?
No question about it. You know, our goal is to win championships. That's our goal. It hasn't changed. And we've been hit, you know, a body shot, so to speak, and we kind of got knocked down. But we're going to get up, and we're going to get up swinging haymakers. So, you know, all I can say is we're going to find the best athletes. We're going to make sure the guys that we have here are coached up to the best of our abilities. They're going to fly around. They're going to play fast. They're going to get stronger. And in 2012, you know, we're going to come out swinging.
Well, Coach, we appreciate your time. Thanks for everything you did for us here at North Carolina Central this season. We'll look forward to talking to you as we move on, getting ready for spring ball in 2012.
Well, I appreciate it. Thanks.
That's head coach Henry Frazier III. Eagle fans, we appreciate you taking the time out today to watch this review of the 2011 season as we look forward also to 2012. So long, everybody.